Hey, lovely people. It is your girl, Kea Simone. So today, I normally would be covering Ready to Love. However, I was unable to catch the latest episode of Ready to Love. Something is going on with the on demand on my TV, and I just didn't feel like downloading the app. Sorry. So I did see a little bit of the episode prior to jumping on to my live that I do every Friday, which is CMK Ladies Lounge. But yeah, that after it aired, my cable is acting up. So I don't know if it's just Comcast or what's going on, but the latest episode is not on my TV. So I just didn't have the energy to try to figure it out. But I still wanted to jump on and just say, hey, what's up? So how's the day going for everyone? If you're in the chat, just drop by and say, hey, I'm here. But again, it's Sunday. How's the weather where you're at? Today I woke up and I noticed it was snowing. Now, it didn't stick, but I don't like snow. I do not. I promise. Snow is not my friend. My dog Teddy does not like the snow either. So, what do you guys want to talk about? So I don't really have anything set. So it's been a while. So let me tell you who Kea Simone is. So Kea Simone, sometimes I come off a little animated and a little like animated. Yeah, that's the word, animated. Dramatic and animated. But I've been through some things in life and now I just live my best life. And I always tell people, it's a joy when you can get to a place where you can actually smile and laugh about the things that you've been through. I mean, it's amazing, okay? Like when you can laugh about the things that used to make you cry, oh my gosh. So, word around town is that Kea Simone always has the best stories. So, last night I was on a live, and again, I always have a story. And believe it or not, these stories really be happening. And I just seem like, am I always just in the right place at the right time? I just always am in the middle of just great stories. So when I wrote my book From Pain to Love, um, it was like a hard thing because it was kind of loosely based off of things that I've seen, experienced, but the gist of the story is to convey a message that no matter what you've been through, you can get through it. Okay. So I'm just gonna try something new tonight, and I'm not gonna keep you guys and read a whole long story because I really, believe it or not, I don't like to read out loud. I don't. I was the one that was in class and would hate when I had to read out loud or anyone else had to read out loud. I'm like, please just don't do that to us. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. So just in case you don't have this book, this is my book, From Pain to Love. My heart belongs to him. This is the book, okay? You can get my book off of Amazon and Barnes and Noble. If you happen to stop by while I'm reading because I can't see the screen while I'm reading, again, just make sure that you can see where to get it at if you like what I'm reading, if you don't already have it. So let's just jump right on in. And then we can just discuss. So I'll start from page 264, the bottom of the page. As I knew. Okay, let me start over, sorry. As I knew it would, the unraveling had begun. Our true family dynamics were shaky, as I'd always known. Honey kept our family together. Sure, we had problems, and lots of them. But we were still a family. I knew things were going to change, and they already begun to do so. I left the quarreling family members to themselves and made my way to Honey's room. Something I knew I'd have to do sooner or later. My eyes cased the room, looking at things Honey once used or even touched. Her lavender slippers were neatly placed on the side of the bed she slept on. Her Bible always stayed within her reach, on the top of her bed as if it were her husband. The remote control was neatly placed on her nightstand. Her bed was neatly made, the way she made it the day she collapsed and had to be rushed to the hospital. I took off my coat, threw it across the bed, and sat at the foot of the bed. I still hadn't heard from David since I left him a message telling him I was headed to the hospital. I lay back and closed my eyes, my mind racing, thinking about a myriad of things from my tumultuous marriage with David, a job that was becoming increasingly demanding, the desire to have a child, my estranged relationships with both my parents, and now Honey's death. At some point, I dozed off. This is until I felt something shaking me. A blurry figure stood over me. "Come on, let's go. It's almost 10 o'clock, the voice said. It was David standing there holding my coat. Almost immediately, my sorrow turned into anger. "David, I've been calling you all day. Where have you been?" "Destiny, don't question me. I told you 1,000 times that if I don't answer your calls, it's because I'm busy," he said in an agitated tone. "David, I'm tired. I have a splitting headache and I don't feel like driving," I said, getting up. "Then leave your car here. You can get it tomorrow." "I'm not leaving my car here," I said, snatching my coat out of his hand. He snatched the coat back from me. "What's your problem?" "David, give me my coat. I'm not in the mood to argue with you. You know Honey just died, so give me a break," I said, holding my hands out for my coat. "I'll be waiting outside," he said, throwing my coat at me and kicking my boots on his way out of the room. As David exited, Shannon entered. "You know we have other guests out here, so why aren't you more concerned about how I might be feeling right now, rather than being concerned about what the so-called guests can or cannot hear?" I said, cutting her off. "Look, Destiny, whatever the two of you got going on, just know that issues between husband and wife should be handled behind closed doors, not in the company of others. I didn't ask for your unsolicited marital advice. Funny thing, you want to tell me how to be a wife, but you never knew how to be a mother," I said as I slipped my feet into my boots and walked past her. I wanted my comment to cut deep and wound her like she wounded me my entire life. On my way out, I said my goodbyes to Aunt Vera, Auntie Donitra, and Auntie Lynn, leaving my car keys with Auntie Lynn, who could have used my car to get around anyhow. I also greeted some of the guests, mostly church members, who I hadn't seen in what seemed like eons. And I made my way from Honey's room to the living room. His attempt to apology, so this is a little break, his attempt to an apology fell way too short. I didn't bother to respond. And then he followed with, "Look, I'm sorry about Honey and all, but Destiny, you get the point where you disrespect me and it ain't cool." "I disrespect you?" I said in astonishment. "Yes, Destiny, you have a habit of disrespecting me." "Oh, okay, David, I disrespect you." I saw the look in his eyes, the same look he gave me the night before he grabbed my hair when I first moved in with him. And before I could say another word, David swung on me, hitting me dead in the eye. The force of the blow was so hard that I let out a loud yelp. "Ouch! Oh my goodness, you hit me, David," I yelled. "Yeah, because you don't know how to close your mouth," he said, looking at me and then back at the road. "Claudia told me a long time ago to watch out for you because you beat women." "What? What did you say?" David demanded. Now driving down the interstate like a maniac, I didn't respond. See, I told you, running your mouth with my mother was going to get you in trouble. So I'm just going to leave it right there. So did y'all like this little what's going on? Yes, I'm reading. Yes, I read a little piece. So what do y'all think about David? Like David is a hot mess. Like did y'all see how he came in there? Should he have given her a little grace? Like her grandmother just died. Like what was wrong with him? Talk to me. Like would you expect that, she's sitting there mourning her family. Now, let's just go here. Why why wouldn't he have answered his phone all day? Did you see how he was upset about her not answering the phone? Like, so if you notice, this wasn't the first time that David put his hands on her. So I really wanted to show the abuse because a lot of times women will downplay abuse. Because you see, when her mother came in, she said, you keep things secret because I don't think the mother would have came in the room if the guests were not out in the house throughout the house for honey. So with that being said, the mother was only concerned about what the people were going to hear. Oh, Monique, thank you. You're late to the party. Monique, I just read a little excerpt basically talking about Mr. David and Destiny, how he just knocked her. He just knocked her out, okay? He was driving the car, one hand, pop pop, knocked her out. So I was just sharing with the audience like how we downplay abuse, like how people that are abused a lot of times they'll say, well, he just hit me, he was he only grabbed me, he only snatched me up. Abuse is abuse, and the signs when you know that it's leading to like physical abuse, a lot of times a guy will not physically abuse you right away. It starts off with fear tactics. And I'm always open because I have been abused. I'm not gonna downplay it. I've been in an abusive relationship where hands were laid. And I don't care what a woman say, then sometimes women will say, well, I gave him a run for his money. Ladies, let's just be clear. Even if you fight back, you are not gonna beat that man. So my thought process was either you gonna die or I'm gonna die. And when you get to that point where you just like, okay, I don't want to have murder on my hands, because again, you cannot win. So when he's putting hands on when you're literally in fear of your life, you sometimes you're not going to win as a woman, just point blank period. So that's when there's so many women. I'll do the research to find out, but there's a lot of women that are in jail because of abusive relationships, because they didn't get out. And there's a lot of reasons why women don't get out. It could be a lot of it is fear, but then it's a lot of it is an embarrassment, because who do they tell? Who do they go to? And people are like, oh, well, just go, just leave. It's not that easy. It's not that easy to just, leave. So, if you're not the one being abused, you need to make sure that you are, being conscious in the words that you're using, because it makes me cringe when people like, well, why she didn't do this, why she didn't do that. So I'm just saying this, like when I put that in the book, everything in From Pain to Love was intentional. It may not all been my story, it's the story of others. And again, we're not gonna win. Like I said, y'all see Feisty Kia, I give you some run for your money. But when it got to the point was like, okay, I literally had to call one of the guy's mother and was like, if you want your son, you better come get him. And she came and got him because, it's that point. And then, like I said, now you in court, it's still murder, no matter how you look at it. So ladies, you just have to be careful. And whoever, like I said, share this if you know someone, because you don't know anyone. You don't know people's story. Because I didn't look like I was abused. I didn't have like a black eye. I didn't have like, where it was noticeable. But it was a point where dude almost choked the life out of me, where I was literally like praying, like, Lord, I don't want to leave this place like this. True story. Like, I joke a lot, but true story, where I was sitting there like looking him dead in his eyes, like he really about to kill me. And all his weight was on me where I couldn't move. So just be mindful that it didn't start that way. It started off with the intimidation tactics, when I said where it starts slow, where it's throwing stuff, throwing things at you. And then, when you say something about it, they'll be like, well, if I wanted to hit you, I would have hit you, but you just threw a glass vase like inches from my head. So be mindful when you see those type of behaviors, because it only escalates. And I didn't mean to get y'all all sad on a Sunday. But again, abuse is real. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you got any questions before I leave, again, this is just hit it and quit it. I no listen, I tell people, and y'all gonna make me cry. Y'all never see the soft side of Kea Simone, but I tell people, like, again, I'm about to start crying. Everything you go through happens for a reason. So I don't take away from anything that I've been through, because everything served a purpose. Everything makes me who I am today. Like, again, I joke a lot. I'm silly. And that's what made me the brave warrior that I am. When y'all see me on CMK, like, pull up, what you gonna do? I'm not the person that I used to be, because again, that fear. And again, with abusers, they isolate you. They isolate you from your family, your friends, where you feel like you don't have anyone, or you don't want to tell anyone, because now they want to be your savior or your be all. Again, I'm not saying sharing this story, and I didn't even come on here today to share that. Really, I really was not. Um, it just came out, so maybe the Lord knows somebody needs to hear this. But again, just love on your friends. You never know what your friends are going through. Again, nobody. When I promise you, nobody in my family knew. Nobody, none of my friends knew. None of them knew. Like, they didn't know what was going on. Like, I remember, like, one time we were in the car. This man was going like fast on the expressway, like fast, where he had the I don't know how he did it, but was able to like just grab my hair, like literally like patches of my hair, and while he was still driving. And I was like, what the heck just happened? And I'm on my way to work, and I still had to go and work with a brave face, and how he grabbed it, so like it was so hard that the hair was still shedding when I went into work. But again, you go there and put on your happy face, and like, everything's good. Again, you never know. And that's why I tell people, when there is a nice side to Kea Simone. And I say that because you never know. You never know what people are going through. And that be that one thing that take them over the edge. And you just, like I said, you never know, like I said. So Wealth and Health asked, why didn't I tell anyone? Because I was embarrassed. Like, transparent moment. My mom's dad was abusive, okay? He was like extremely abusive. Like, he was so abusive that the family, they don't even mention his name anymore, okay? He died before I was born. They don't mention him. That's how bad the abuse was. So my mom, some people, they look down on people, or they make you feel like you're weak. So my mom and certain people in the family be like, never let a man. And I had a aunt that was in an abusive relationship, and everybody dogged her. Everybody talked about her, talked about how stupid she was, and how, everything, like, couldn't be me, couldn't be. And she was like, she became pretty much the black sheep of the family, or the oddball, the one everybody picked on. So not only was she getting abused from her husband, she was getting abused from her sisters, because everybody was looking for, they was looking down on her. So when the situation, I didn't sign up. This was the first person that ever did this to me. I've never been in a relationship like that. He was super nice when we met. He was like the knight in shining armor. So it just came unexpectedly when he was laying hands. And so I couldn't tell because I didn't want to look stupid to my mother. Because again, she was the main ringleader that was dogging her sister like she's stupid. Couldn't be me. I wouldn't put up with that. I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. Never me. And she would just go on and on and on and on. So I just felt like I didn't have a safe place. And then how every time what an abuser do is it wasn't like every day. So again, that's no excuse. So when it wouldn't happen, I was like, okay, well, you walk around, you try to make everything peaceful. You like, okay, let me make sure that the stove is clean. Let me make sure everything is good. So there's no reason for us to fight. But if you know what I've learned from abuser, it's not even you what you do. The littlest thing will set them off. It may be something that they did prior or something that they had their own insecurities, but they'll come in and be like, it'll be something random, like the mail was left on the porch. You'd be like, what? Why is that important? And I would be like trying to make logic with a crazy person, but it wasn't ever going to make sense. And it took me getting out for, me to understand that I was being abused. But yes, wealth and health, it was embarrassing. Like I said, because who wants to admit, because it comes off as you're weak. Who wants to admit? But again, now I just be like, no, I was a woman. He was a man. He had no business putting his hands on me. He was a big man, big man. Like when I tell you big, like tall, he was big. So he was too big to be putting his hands on me. Next question. Yeah, so Monique, yeah, I totally agree because they frown upon you. And then, sometimes like they don't always offer the best solutions either. Even when I finally was out, it was people family will do you dirty than people in the street. People had so much to say about me or so much like I, fell off or stuff that, it was very hurtful. Like yeah, family can, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, so wealth and health, she said she can clearly see that family wasn't a safe place. So, again, I'm glad I'm here, wealth and health, because again, I've never experienced like looking at someone in the face like today is my day. But God seen otherwise because at the time I was not like going to church like I should have been. And at that point, I remembered to pray, like, Lord, get me out of this. Lord, help me. Like, because I couldn't move because he had literally, before I knew it, I wasn't expecting it. Before I knew it, he had me pinned down. Were your friends the same way? I would always say, change your friends or change your friends. So, I had to separate myself from like a lot of my friends because a lot of my friends were unhealthy. So once I changed my life, I kind of like met new people and kind of changed. Like, not saying that they're not my friends anymore, but sometimes you outgrow people. So yeah, they were kind of pretty much the same, like toxic. I don't know if they were all in abusive relationships, but yeah. Now I did have another close friend that she would be like, they would be Ike and Tina all the time, and everybody knew about it. And so it was just like, there you go, y'all fighting again and tearing up everything. So yeah. It's, like I said, you never know. So that's just my story for this evening. Like I said, I did not come here. But what I'm thinking is, I think I'm gonna start reading maybe a page or two every now and then just to give y'all the meaning behind different parts of the book. But yeah, it's been lovely being here with y'all. So I really didn't have a lot to say. Again, I just said I came to hit it and quit it, stop by just to let y'all know a little bit more about Kea Simone. Because again, it was funny because people were like, Kea Simone had been through some stuff. She been through some stuff. And the funny thing is again, I wouldn't be who I am today without all of that. So if you guys don't have any more questions or concerns, I'm going to go ahead and drop out. But just remember that I will be doing probably two, both episodes on next week on the Ready to Love. And that's only because I just didn't feel like downloading the apps. And don't y'all feel sorry for me? I'm good now. Like, really, a lot of times I don't share because I don't want people to think I'm looking for a sob story. It had to happen. I don't think that I would be where I am. You wouldn't have had this book. This book is gonna touch somebody. It shows how you can easily fall prey to somebody. You think you know it all, you think you have it all under control, and it could easily happen. So again, I'm an introvert, and what else? Like whoever else is out there watching, I used to be real like quiet, laid back, and this just shows you that you can transform and become somebody different once. Again, I always give credit to God. Like it's only by the grace of God that I am the way I am now. And again, just thankful. So I thank you guys for following me, for just dropping in on my channel when I do drop something. Hey Misha, hey Wealth and Health. Hey, who else was here? I had Crystal who was here. Monique was here. I just thank you guys. And I always tell people, even if you only have one follower, whatever you're doing, believe in yourself because when time comes for you to shine and when it's time for your blow up, it will happen. People like, oh, well, why you're not on the New York Times bestseller yet? Okay, I told God, whatever you want to do with this, or whatever I'm supposed to be doing, I don't want to do it without Him. So again, I jump on these YouTube streets. Again, if only one person tune in, I'm okay. If only two people tune in, I'm okay. So I'm thankful for all you guys that have been rocking with me and they just keep coming back. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Wealth and Health. Thank you. So I just didn't want. So yes, thank you for that. So I do understand that I am loved. I feel the love from all you guys that I have met, the people that just keep coming back. But again, make sure you guys just stay tuned for more from Kea Simone because every once in a while I'll let y'all into my little life. What's going on. Everything is not always jokes and laughter. Sometimes I could be serious. And again, back to what I was saying, Misha. I want to see you do great things. Wealth and Health, I want to see you grow in whatever your endeavors are. Monique King, do it, whatever you want to do, it's limitless. I have Crystal in here. Crystal, I see great things for you. So whoever else is watching this, don't let nobody stop your shine. The people who are trying to beat you down, that's only because they're insecure and they're broken. Keep doing what you do because you are a blessing to someone. Because when the devil tried to take me out that night, the night that I thought I was going to die, it was someone that I was supposed to touch. I don't know who I was supposed to touch or who I was supposed to be an example to, but God saw otherwise, and I'm still here. So, peace. Love you guys.